Wow, really? Okay.
Welcome, friends and family, mostly family, some friends, and then some random viewer from
Some Germans.
Germany, from the
Guten Tag.
city of Hesse, wherever that is. So thank you for joining us on Bros on Nugs. If you do choose to tune in to Season 2, Episode 2, Cheap Shots, baby! Cheap Shots. There's only one way to start this.
Everybody!
Shots. There's only one way to start this episode off, and that is with a cheap shot, brought to you by Ancient Age Kentucky Bourbon Whiskey. So to Nikola Jokic and Cheap
You
Shots.
too can be an advertiser at H&A's.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That is pretty bad. That is pretty bad.
It's not so bad. It's not so bad. I've had worse.
That's pretty rough. Obviously, a lot to talk about here over the past 2 weeks. The Nuggets are doing just fine, settling into their own, minus the Memphis stuff. But the big thing is Jokic's 1-game suspension and the word cheap shot, right? Which will be kind of the theme of tonight. We will be focusing on all sorts of cheap shots. That will be our only Ancient Age cheap shot, though, I'm pretty sure. We've just settled that. Very excited about where the Nuggets are right now. Looking up different power rankings throughout the NBA, the professionals who study power rankings. A lot of them have us in between like 3 and 5 right now in power rankings.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, 3. Huh?
Yes, as high as 3. I've seen as high as 3. Mostly around 5, though.
Who's giving us that love at 3?
I think that was CBS Sports that gave us the
Sports.
3, which is nice in
That's
terms
kind.
of power rankings. What do you guys think about that? Are we the 3rd best team in the NBA right now, judging from our recent run of play? Anyone?
Ooh, I don't know about that. Because the Warriors right now have only lost 1 game. Obviously, they're probably number 1 in all those rankings. The Suns are starting to play a lot better right now. And I'm not really following. I know Miami was doing pretty good before we beat them. They're probably high up there. I would think we're in the 6 to 9 range.
In terms of power rankings?
I think 9 is a little harsh. But
Well,
6 is, I think, maybe 7.
CBS Sports had us at 3 because we weathered the storm without Nikola Jokic the other night.
Okay.
And we obviously proved to play well with him back in the lineup. Big surprise. You put Nikola Jokic back in the lineup and you play well. So that's where we were. Timmy, where are we? 3-5 in the power rankings right now? What do you think?
I would agree with that based on our defensive statistics.
Oh, man. Throw those out there.
Overall defense, just general team defense, we're tied for 3rd in the league. And I think we're also, I have it here. Hold on. Sorry. I have it. We're also tied. I think we're number 2 in defense efficiency.
Yeah, net rating, we're number 2 also.
Our defense has been ridiculous. In the 12 games we've played, we've only given up 100 points twice. We lost both those games. We are 6-1 at home, and we have yet to give up 100 points to an opponent at home.
Nice.
With our defense playing the way we are, granted, we're used to the Nuggets scoring quite a few more points. But maybe here in Malone's, his 7th year, maybe his philosophy of defense is finally hitting home with the core guys that have been with him for 7 years. Because defensively, if we can continue to play that way the rest of the year, when Jamal gets in here late in the season, I'll feel pretty good about our chances moving down.
Man, and I don't get to watch every game these days, but the games I have watched, our defense is awesome, man. They're flying around. They're putting in a lot of effort. And the biggest criticism of Jokic over the course of his career is he's not a true, shot intimidator big man, right? But that's proven to be different this year. He's not only blocking shots, I mean, not frequently. He's not he's not Dwight Howard out there or whatever, or Hassan Whiteside, or Rudy Gobert. I hate to say the name.
Or Luton.
Or I love to say that name. No.
Not today.
Oh, the scariest I've ever been in my life.
Oh, horrifying.
Yeah. But anyway, he has proven to be able to defend the paint really well, and it's because he's actually starting to stop guys, about 10 feet in. Like, he's not letting them get into him.
His pick and roll defense is a lot better.
It's a lot better, and he's starting to pick up a lot sooner on that stuff. And he's also coming off his guy a lot to help his teammates out. I think a lot of that is trusting his other teammates to come down and help him out. But they are playing some amazing team defense right now. And I'm going to say it. I think it starts with Will Barton at the top, and I think he does a great job. We knew Monte Morris would be a decent defender, and he's proven to be solid, but he's not great. But, man, Will Barton kind of starts the whole thing for us, and then Jokic kind of finishes it for us. But, man, we are versatile on defense, and we're forgetting one important name.
Will Barton's
My name is
healthy.
Willie.
Yeah.
Willie Barton.
Will Barton's finally
I
healthy.
get the girls.
And Will Davis has flipped the script.
Yeah.
He loves him some Willie B. He wants to get a Will jersey now.
Speaking of our defense, real quick, how about us starting last night, AG on Trey?
You did great.
Wasn't that amazing?
Yeah.
That was amazing, dude.
He's easily our best defender.
Yeah.
I know you were sad about losing Gary Harris, but Aaron Gordon has been an amazing defender and has really bought in. And he actually had 23 points last night too, which was nice to have him scoring some points. But man, he makes it hard. No matter who he's guarding, that person's going to have a tough night. Whether it's dribble penetration, getting their shot, where they get into their spots that they want. Man, hopefully we can see this Aaron Gordon in the playoffs, because we didn't see him against the Suns. But
but he shut down. But he showed up in the first round. He shut down Dame.
He did.
He did his part.
I just think it's awesome that guy is willing to guard anyone on the court.
yeah, man.
Trey never sees somebody that size guarding
Be
him
able
on
to guard
the
him
outside.
and stay in front of him.
Yeah, and stay in front of him with his quickness. I think I didn't watch the game. I slept. But yeah, I think it was a good call based on the outcome and how he played.
Well, I thought for sure I'd see Trey Young hit a few step back threes on him or get to the rim on him. When he did get to the rim on him, he passed because he was afraid of getting swatted. And amazingly, in my opinion, AG was able to challenge some of those drop step back threes that he tried to hit. He definitely had Trey Young out of his element until the very end when Trey Young poured in 6 points in the last minute in garbage time.
He got some fouls in the third
He did
quarter.
get some fouls, yeah.
Getting fouled at the 3-point line, got 6 points really easy there. With Clint Capella, we have always, Jokic, I should say, kind of go back on Jokic, has always had trouble guarding a guy like Clint Capella. It was different.
Very different.
Remember when we would always see Clint Capella and James Harden kind of rip us up in PNR?
Mm-hmm.
Jokic is so good, and our guards and Gordon are making it harder for dribble penetration, where we don't put Jokic in no man's land as much as we have in the past, giving that better defense. And man, we are challenging shots,
challenging everything.
Yeah,
it's amazing to watch, honestly. The question is, can you sustain that energy and effort throughout an 82-game season and then going into the playoffs? But man, in the first 12 games, these guys are balling out on defense. All of them, everyone who plays, including Bones when he gets in. And everyone said he wasn't going to be a great defender in the NBA because he's kind of skinny. You know what I mean? He looks a little awkward. But he's
already head above shoulders above MPJ. So.
Yeah, right? The dude can defend.
Yeah.
And, dude, it's fun to watch.
Did you see him reject Lowry? Sorry.
I did not see that. No, please.
Oh, yeah. He rejected Lowry. It was sweet on a pop-up three.
That is awesome.
So you're right. Just to support your claim of Bones playing defense, he's doing it all right now, and that's exciting to see.
Lowry.
Mike Lowry. I know it's Kyle Lowry, but
yeah. I don't know if it'll work forever because teams will start to adjust to it. But having Gordon play your point, assuming it's your best player, it eliminates pick and roll, really, because he can just switch with Yoke, you know what I mean? Or they can hard hedge that and double team, and they're too big for the point guard to find anybody. It makes things really difficult because Gordon can guard the center as well, right? So he can play 1 through 5.
That's amazing.
Defensively and play them all well. It's really fun to watch.
And you got a 1 through 4 in Dozier coming off the bench.
Exactly.
Defender too.
Yeah. So it's fun to watch defensively right now, which you would never really say about the NBA, but it's happening, Tim. Defense in the NBA.
Defense.
And the Nuggets are doing it.
Yeah.
Finally.
Do you think part of the reason we're excelling in defense here, and we alluded to this 2 weeks ago in season 2 premiere, the Halloween episode, is part of the reason that officials are letting things go a little bit more? Do you think that's contributing to our defensive?
It's a part, right?
I would say it's definitely contributing to it, but I also think the core guys have been with Mike Malone for 7 years, the whole time he's been there, and they're buying into his defense a little bit. But I think it's a combination of both. And I still to this day, whatever, 12 games into it, I love that they're not calling those ticky-tack fouls. I think it's great for the game. I think it was messing up the game, letting players, there was no player control. Just if you weren't even going for a shot and you'd get 3 shots behind the foul line. I do think in the game a couple nights ago, they missed one when Howard shot a 3 and they called him for kicking his leg out.
Oh, that was a bad call.
He did not kick his leg out. That's just how he shoots threes. He kicks his legs in front of him, and he does one of those. The very next time he shot the ball, he shot it in the same exact manner. He wasn't kicking a leg out. By no means is NBA officiating going to be perfect, but I do love the fact that they're not calling those ticky-tack fouls behind the line, and I think it's changing the game again, but I think it's changing the game for the better because I think it was getting too much. It was being too offensive driven, and to me, watching games that are like 125, 130 just weren't as exciting as watching games that were maybe 110 to 105. I think a little bit of defense when you're watching an NBA game, a little bit of defense is kind of nice to watch. Now you don't want to watch a barn burner when it's just all defense, but you don't really see that in the NBA. I think it's a good thing, and I think it's a mixture of both. Sorry, going back to I rambled. Maybe I should take Percocet.
I think there was no. That's from a surgery, Tim. I think there is one adverse effect of allowing them to play a little bit. Anyone want to guess what it is?
Safety issue, like creating what we had against Miami.
Correct. Exactly. And then you saw it again. You saw it again. You saw it again the next night with Gobert and
Gobert was a cheap
you like that? I sent you that one.
Yeah,
Gobert was a cheap little bitch about it.
Yeah, he was. They basically danced. It was
hilarious. and then Gobert's like, my boxing coach was there too. So if you guys want to catch hands, but I don't know why people have to act tough. I'm like, oh god, okay.
He acted tough.
Yeah.
He tried to kick the guy.
He tried to dance with them.
When you watched, he did. He literally
dance with them.
When you watch the Nuggets Heat game, the lack of fouls being called on the guys guarding Jokic, or the lack of fouls being called on Jokic when he's in the paint going hard, really started to get to Jokic. Now, we know that Markieff Morris and Jokic have a history, and we know that was a really cheap foul by Morris. But I think it was an accumulation of two things, both their history together and the history of that game where Jokic was consistently being hacked with nothing being called, and it led to cheap shots.
Hey, no more cheap shots.
No. Morris's was the cheap shot.
Yeah, Morris was the cheap shot.
And I think when I first saw it, I was like, I went back to what I've said. I said it last year too, that we need Jokic to keep a cooler head. But when you go back and you actually watch the film and you see the way Morris hit him, not only did he throw a huge elbow into Jokic's ribs,
right,
he also threw his knee.
Yeah.
He threw his knee into Jokic's knee.
Yeah.
Like Morris was going out to hurt him. And don't go out and hurt somebody. And I love what Shaq and Chuck had to say about it.
Knucklehead.
I love what Chuck. They're like, as big men, you don't foul me hard and then turn your back because I'm coming at you.
Yeah.
And I think that's true. I mean, don't be acting all innocent because you fouled somebody hard and turned your back. Man up and be ready to go chest to chest with them. Because if you truly know what you're doing, then you know the other guy's going to come after you. And Jokic did right. I looked back at our text thread and I was kind of like, he's got to keep his cool. And that was right after I saw the video, and I was like, whatever. And then I looked at it a little bit more. But
Marlo
he did what was right
too. Hearing the call by Marlo,
he did what was right.
No, oh no, why, Jokic, why? What would you?
He did sound.
I was like, geez, Marlo,
hysterical.
I know. And Katie Wingy's probably like, Yeah. I wish Scott was. We needed Scott Hastings on that game.
Yeah.
By the way,
we did.
Give us some perspective.
Yeah.
He gets it. He was part of the Bad Boy Pistons.
And I initially, to piggyback off of what Tim was just saying, I initially and still to this day would prefer Jokic to like just go up to him chest to chest and then clock him one. But
what is he supposed to tap on his shoulder and say, "Excuse me, good sir, I challenge you to a duel"?
Yes.
Come on, man. No, in the heat of a moment, you go after a fool. You don't think about it.
I get it. I've been in the heat of the moment. Like, Weezer concert. I didn't think. I just went. You know what I mean? Like, I've been in the heat of the moment. I understand.
How dare you bite your thumb at me?
You bite your thumb at me, sir?
I'm sorry. I prefer a more civilized duel. But nonetheless, Markieff Morris was a cheap shot, and he deserved everything he got. I'm not defending Markieff Morris at all.
A couple things when you get to watch the video over. Tyler Hero did like the hop step, like I'm gonna do something, then I'm not gonna do something.
He was also
that was hilarious.
He was like, "What are you doing?
He's like, hey,
what are you doing? Whoa,
you!
What are you doing?"
Miami's home thread sent out some inside information. If you guys remember, Butler was yapping really hard.
Come out back. Come out back.
Yeah.
Let's go outside.
Apparently, he was not challenging Jokic, according to the Miami Heat.
What was he challenging?
A former guy that he played with, who is now our like player development coach.
Oh, so he's gonna go after.
So he's gonna go after our coach. Apparently.
Whatever. You got scared when the Jokic brothers tweeted at the Morrises. You're like, "Oh shit."
I don't need to mess with it.
While we're on that cheap shot,
I'm a man.
I came up with a list of sorry, I'm excited.
well, use your words, Tim.
Sports siblings you don't want to mess with.
Sports siblings you don't want to mess with. Yeah,
I have my first one right now. Can I have one?
Is number one the Jokic brothers? I mean,
yeah, you go. I have a list. I don't have any anymore.
Can we start listing? And if it's on your list, great. If not, then you tell us one. So can I guess one on your list?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
The Williams sisters, because
yes, they're on my list.
Yes, they're on the list.
Serena would kick some ass.
Oh man,
oh,
yeah,
man,
you don't want to mess with it. Yes, Serena and Venus Williams are on my list.
Will gets a
well,
shot.
there's three of them in this. I'm stick with the NBA, but the Antetokounmpos.
Oh, I did not put that into the Cooper.
Probably would. I wouldn't necessarily mess with them or the Watts.
Oh, I have the Watts. The Watts are on that list.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with them. The Gronkowskis.
Oh yeah, I didn't put them on that list.
Good.
The Giambis.
Yes, the Giambis are on the list. Yes,
the Giambis.
You don't want Jeremy and
you don't want no
coming
part
at
of that.
Yeah, on the
You
board.
don't want no part of those Giambis.
Okay, other sports siblings you don't want to mess with. All right, Tim, list one and let us think for a second.
Vontae and Vernon Davis.
Yeah.
Two NFL guys.
I thought that was his cousin, but that's his brother.
Oh, I thought it was his brother. Was I wrong?
I don't know.
They're
I
a
might be
relative.
wrong.
They're a relative.
They're relatives. Good enough.
Well, isn't just brother cousin? Isn't that kind of relative?
I tell you what, brother.
What about two of the brothers play in the NFL, and one of them's a UFC fighter.
Jones.
Yep.
Yeah, you probably don't want to mess with that.
Arthur Jones, John Bones Jones, and Chandler Jones. And then the only other one I put on there is Vitaly and Vladimir Klitschko out of boxing. Yeah, Klitschko. Yeah.
However,
I mean, there's a lot of celebrity brothers and sisters you don't want to mess with, but those are the ones that came to mind.
If you do ever watch the documentary Winter on Fire about the 2014 revolution in Ukraine, Klitschko gets beat up. Well, not beat up. That's not fair. But he gets messed with by like the people in Maiden Square. While they were
Maiden Square.
Well, they're revolting against the president, who Klitschko's against because he doesn't want to be owned by Russia. But they're like, you're not doing enough, and so they actually get mad at him, even though he's out there trying to.
How many people did he take to take him down?
Well, they didn't take him down. They just sprayed him with a fire extinguisher, and then I don't know. He got pissed.
Oh man.
Anyway, Winter on Fire.
Real.
It was real.
That was my list. Do you have any other siblings? You guys came up with a good one. I don't know why I think of it.
No, I don't know. Those are good ones. Those are. Good. I don't think I have anything. You nailed it, man.
The Sharps.
The Sharps. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Shannon is more scary than Sterling.
My wife was disappointed that I didn't have the Manning brothers on the list.
They're not intimidating.
Not at all.
No, they're funny.
They're nice.
They're nice.
And they're
guys.
really good football
Intellectually,
players.
you might not want to go up against them. But physically,
Yeah,
I think you're
like
okay.
it was like a trivia bowl.
Yeah,
perhaps.
or if they were breaking down football film.
I don't want to mess
Don't
with
want to
that.
mess with that.
No, I love Manning night football.
Yeah, it is nice, isn't it? That Monday night with the Mannings. I'm glad they did that.
To go back to the brothers,
Yeah.
the Jokic brothers, and Tim mentioned this already, is they bought tickets to the Miami game about a month from now.
Yeah.
They already bought flights and tickets.
Yeah, they're ready to go.
They might.
I love how they created an Instagram just because of Marcus
Twitter.
Morris.
Right.
Twitter.
You want to go there?
Yeah, we'll go there.
We'll go there.
Those are the only things they've tweeted because I follow them now on Twitter.
It's also hilarious that their Twitter handle is Jokic Brothers, and they signed off at the end of it, Jokic Brothers.
I think,
Isn't that that's hilarious?
dude, you would not want to mess with those three guys. I'm
Well, the
just
Jokic
saying.
brothers and the Morris brothers were on that too. You got to give the Morris brothers are big,
They are big. Yeah, they are big.
but those Jokic brothers, I mean, I don't know, man. They're scary.
No, they're scary, and they're all sons of like Serbian cop, man. Imagine being a cop in Serbia.
Serbian.
You gotta be like, yeah,
They don't
exactly.
take a day off, man.
No, dude.
Serbians don't take days off.
That's a whole nother level. Hi, Liz. Hey.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They try to call Jokic a cheap player, but then I just imagine watching him in his little cart behind his horse when he's back in Serbia. he's just going in a circle.
I think it's BS because I was at the game, the playoff game where he got kicked out on that Cameron Payne foul.
Right.
And he was getting nailed, and then it was a hard take foul. He was trying to hit his hand and got his face. And Cameron Payne soaked that up for all it's worth.
Oh, he sure did. Yeah.
And then Devin Booker tried to act tough.
Yeah.
Good luck, Devin Booker.
Devin Booker's not tough.
Did you guys watch the post-game interview with Jokic?
Yeah.
Last night.
Last night. No.
He always at home games. There's a Serbian reporter who
That's awesome.
asked him and Jokic got mad at the media guy, which I'm afraid was Cody Wise, but I'm not certain
That is Cody.
because he's like, you never get his name right. It's been 3 years now, and
Is it Cody?
it might be. It doesn't matter.
Cody.
But anyway, the guy asked him something in Serbian or whatever language they speak, which is what we always say. And Jokic responds, and you can tell he's asking him about the altercation with Morris. And I just wish I had a translator there for me. Because Jokic is like, I can pretty much say what I want right now because no one knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And but I didn't have a translator. So that's really a moot point and a dumb story. I'm
You
sorry.
should have used
No,
your
I-
Google Translate.
I considered that, except I was watching it on my phone, so I couldn't change to the translator while I was watching the YouTube on the
They
phone.
speak Serbian.
Serbian is what it is. Great.
I think it was funny that the Heat
Form of Russian.
decided to and they took a picture of the security guard holding him back. You ain't gonna do shit. That's like a act tough thing. Like Andrew Bogut called those guys out and like, oh yeah, that's the hold me back, but you're not gonna do anything.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
kind of thing. Hold me back, let me at him, let me at him.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna do anything. You ain't gonna do that.
No, it's I'm for one. Sorry.
No, you're
For one, I'm glad Jokic did it because maybe Morris will actually stop being such a cheap shot person. And we've watched the Morris brothers for a long time now, right?
They were in Kansas.
How many times have we seen them do some dirty shit? Like how many times?
All
the time.
Well, thank you, Marcus Morris, for getting the fire lit under us when they were still a Clipper, but Millsap and him getting in each other's faces is kind of what helped ignite the 3-1 comeback.
Right.
Remember when he got in Millsap got in his face like screw you, man, and it lit a fire under us a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they've been cheap forever, man.
Yeah, they really have been.
Look,
But
they're not innocent in this.
is Jokic a dirty player?
No,
No.
and
And you can see that the NBA thought what Morris did was cheap because he got fined and he got a flagrant too, and he too was tossed.
Right.
should have been suspended.
He should have been suspended as well because he's the one that started the
Instigated.
altercation.
Right.
And so I feel like Jokic getting that 1 game suspension is still kind of just proof that the Nuggets don't get the love, and Jokic doesn't get the love that other MVPs and superstars get. I think it's a shame. Like if you're gonna suspend him, you suspend Morris for one game as well, because Morris's foul was cheap and started the whole thing, and he was just as guilty as Jokic for doing something stupid, and he should have been more than fined for it.
So yeah, we've belabored this, right? And the good news is it was a 1-game suspension, and we won without him.
Yeah, maybe transition into the Indiana game playing without him.
And we won without him, and Will Barton once again stepped up to the plate. And
he knew he was going to be hot right away.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Those 2 threes.
Yeah. Yeah. Will Barton, man, playing great.
Will for years has just ragged on Will Barton and just like had such disdain for him for a long time, and so now I get a kick out of it.
Yeah, well, we should get.
Well, Will Barton is finally healthy.
This is point. It's a great point.
And I think that's a huge part of it is you get to see Will play in it, night out and night in, healthy. He's not injured right now. Knock on wood.
I would say he plays within himself for the most part.
He hasn't been the old Will Barton like trying to do like drive all over the place and throwing up wild like mid-range hook shots.
Well, he's not turning the ball over like he used to.
Well, he doesn't have that. Now he's playing with Jokic. There's no Murray as well. So maybe that plays into account for the way he's playing because he's not having to share his ball time with Murray.
Fully healthy, better decision making. And I think he loves the game, honestly. Like, I think he loves the game. And this is why
he was having fun the other night.
You guys laughed at me a little bit, or I don't know, you guys made a comment, but I was like, Bones Highland reminds me of a young Will Barton. And you guys were like, oh, I don't know, man. But they're he does. He reminds me of a young Will Barton, a passion for the sport. Will Barton always had a passion for the sport. And injuries over the past 3 years have slowed him down. I'm curious. I'm wondering actually if Will Barton has come to Coach Malone and been like, dude, you play me. I've never felt this good before. You know what I mean? Like he is playing all sorts of minutes. He's scoring at a great clip, but he's doing all the other things right as well. So I'm proud of the way Will Barton is playing, but I'm curious if he's like, hey, coach, you got to play me more than you normally would.
My name is Willie.
Going back to that Indiana game, I enjoyed watching the 2-man game that Bones and Najee had going.
Yeah.
Those two have a chemistry together, which is freaking awesome. And I know Najee didn't get to play last night, which is disappointing because I feel like Najee showed. I feel like Najee showed the other night that he deserves some playing time. Play him with Bones because those two have a chemistry that you want to see between a guard and a big man with that pick and roll and the way they were playing off of each other. It was beautiful basketball. It was fun to watch. So I'm campaigning here for more Najee minutes when you're playing Bones. And I know that'll take it away from one of the greens.
It will, JaMychal.
And you know what? JaMychal hasn't been playing great.
Correct.
And I'd rather have Najee getting out there and working his butt off. I mean, you lose that veteran experience, but at the end of the day, you have a guy who's not afraid to attack. You have a guy who's not afraid to shoot from the outside and who has chemistry with one of the guards that he'd be playing with. And that chemistry goes a long ways.
I think you're onto something there. I think the only thing holding Coach Malone back from that
is he not a veteran?
No.
It's
the greens, and JaMychal Green is a bigger dude, and JaMychal Green has to play the 5 when Jokic is out. And I think he's a little nervous about handing those reins over to Najee.
Well, Najee
It's on a case-by-case, team-by-team basis, man.
Sure, I get that, but I'm also with you, Tim. JaMychal Green has not played well this year, but he still battles on the board. He had a really great rebound last night.
He's good defensively.
I like JaMychal Green.
Exactly.
I do like JaMychal Green, but I feel like there's something brewing between Bones and Najee that could be great moving forward for the Denver Nuggets, even beyond this season. Just moving forward, I feel like they have this chemistry like Jokic and Jamal have. And I think like having those guys and Jokic and Jamal moving forward with those types of chemistry, like when we all play together, not that we're good, we have a chemistry and we can do better things.
I'm not overreacting. You're overreacting. Bones Highland will be the face of the franchise when Jokic either retires or moves on into free agency.
It's just Jokic
Jokic
still young.
Yeah, Jokic ain't moving on. If Jokic moves on.
I'm
not
overreacting.
Jokic is playing here until the day he dies.
I think you could say, I'm not overreacting. You're overreacting. By All-Star break, Bones will be the second leading scorer on this team. But that means he would be outscoring Barton, who's having a great statistical season.
I've also thought about I'm not overreacting, you're overreacting. Bones Highland will be not just the rookie of the year, but the sixth man of the year.
You know, dude, Bones is an enigma. And what I mean by this is...
He's an enigma, people.
He is.
It's hilarious. You're right.
Yeah.
Glad that won't be on the podcast. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that a rookie is getting minutes, legit minutes,
Yes.
for the team because he just brings that je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah, je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi. Yeah, it's the thing you cannot define, but he has it.
I have a question for you. All right. Mike Malone has stated that twice that Bones has big balls. Has someone ever told you have big balls? Your wife, my sister, there.
I've been told I've been ballsy.
Ballsy. That means you have big balls.
As I get older,
Your balls get bigger.
Testicular cancer. Soon he'll be able to bounce on them.
Someone ever told you have big balls?
all right.
All right.
Transition.
That's the question Will had.
Thanks.
Well, Bones has big balls.
Since the name of this show tonight is Cheap Shots, what's the biggest cheap shot you've ever taken? Not given, but taken.
Oh man.
My head to a bed frame.
Oh God, I knew it was coming.
That would be the cheapest shot I got. I mean, I get it. I broke one of my brother's video games. How dare I? But my forehead met the corner of his bedpost, which then almost knocked me out. But then my head also hit the floor, and then I was out. And then I had my two friends who were with me. So they spent quite a while trying to wake me up. So I would say that was probably the cheapest shot I've received.
Not when we all held you down and Ian Burke threw the baseball at your
Well,
nuts.
no, that was a cheap shot too,
but not as big.
But he elbowed me in the face, and I had thrown a ball at his nuts. So
Right,
it's kind of that's a nut for a nut. The way you guys went about it was bullshit, but I mean, I get it. I was a little jerky little brother, and I just wanted to hang out with my brother and his friends, and it's kind of similar today. You know, I just want to hang out with my brother. And when I do, sometimes him and his friends pick on me.
Talk about older brothers not being able to keep their composure. My brother slapped me during it was either Boggle or
Boggle.
Yeah, Boggle. I can't remember if it was Boggle or Risk. I think it was Risk.
That's all good, Dave.
I think I was picking on him during Risk. You know, it was a strategery kind of thing. He was mad at me during the game of Risk, and he just straight up slapped me.
Was that the biggest cheap shot you've ever received?
At least ours was over basketball. The cheap shot with Ian Burke.
Yeah, that
That was
was.
basketball.
Mine was playing basketball against St. Mary's at home in the Woodland Park gym. And this guy is trying to save the ball out of bounds, and he intentionally threw it right off my privates.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the one I could think of. What's the biggest cheap shot you've ever given? You guys are way above cheap shots. I forgot.
No, man.
No, you guys are perfect human beings.
No.
I forgot. I'm
I
forgot. I'm working with.
No, I was thinking, and I don't know if this necessarily was a cheap shot, but what first came to my mind was when we were it was at Mesa State at that time, and we were at their basketball camp.
Oh, that's not a cheap shot.
That wasn't a cheap shot.
He was on your back.
This guy kept going over my back and like landing on my back and taking free piggyback rides all game, and I kept going to the official like, this guy's going over the back, he's landing on my back. And they wouldn't call anything. Finally, I walked up to the nice young lady who was officiating and said, "You either blow your whistle or I'm going to take matters into my own hands." And so the next time the guy jumped and landed on my back, I grabbed him and I chucked him to the three-point line and immediately walked over to my bench to Sam Friesman because I knew I was coming out.
I'm trying to think of a cheap shot I gave someone other than the time I posted your head.
I'm not trying to get sports related here.
Cheap shot.
What would you guys consider the takeout at the Weezer concert kind of a cheap shot? Because I was from behind.
No, we saved the girl.
No, man, that's not a cheap shot.
You saved the girl. Okay. And then we got maced.
We did. That was unfair.
We saved a girl, got maced.
Right. We saved a girl from domestic abuse and then got pepper sprayed for it.
Oh, and don't let your people listening, don't let your parents say you don't learn anything from WWE. I put that guy in a figure 4 leg lock when Dave asked for help, and every time he wiggled, I just twisted a little bit harder. And it was a perfect move. Figure 4 leg lock. Learned it from WWE.
Or leg lock.
He was in it, man.
Yeah, he was. All right, Will, your biggest cheap shot you've ever
I
given?
don't know, man. I think that's a question for my brother. I've probably been pretty cheap with him. I can't remember.
I don't know. Like nut tapping somebody when they piss you off.
Yeah.
Maybe like a bean dip.
Bean dips are bad.
Okay, there's a cheap shot.
You
ripped my nipple off.
Oh, I did rip your nipple off.
Yes, literally. Well,
you said trade for Reed, and that was a moment.
What about during your bachelor party when everybody was spanking each other's asses?
Yeah, that was,
that's your good cheap shot.
That is a cheap shot.
Yeah, when you spanked me with my bad back.
I did. I forgot about your back.
Well, you have a bad back every
All
other
the
week.
time.
What are we supposed to
You're
do?
not going to be able to mess with you.
That was the start, Tim. That was the start of it all.
No, I feel even worse.
Not every week.
Okay.
I said every other week.
Every other week.
I guess that's a cheap shot.
That's a cheap shot. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a cheap shot.
No, that's okay. We're good. We can move on.
I don't think the time I punched my kid in the face was a cheap shot.
No, not really. Not really.
It was very kind of him not to book
The
my
fundamentals?
No.
The fundamentals?
I would like to move on to Jokic's all-time standings, right? Who's he tied with now in terms of triple doubles?
Larry
Bird.
Did you see the names in front of him?
No.
Oh my goodness, you're just like every one of them is like an all-time great. And you're like, he's gonna catch this guy this year, and he's gonna catch this guy this year.
He's gonna go past Harden here soon.
I mean, it's pretty incredible. Do you think Jokic will go down in the Hall of Fame?
Easy.
If he doesn't, it's a travesty
A shame.
and a mockery. It's a tragic mockery.
Okay.
There's only 2 teams he hasn't had a triple-double against.
Ooh.
One is Indiana.
Stop. The other would be Denver.
Yeah.
Let us guess.
I don't know the other team name. They named it.
I don't know. Damn.
I think it was like the Wizards. It's the Wizards.
Oh, speaking of the Wizards, they're playing really well right now.
I'm glad you mentioned that because who coaches the Wizards?
Scotty Brooks.
No.
No. Oh, our former defensive guy.
Wes Unseld Jr.
Yeah.
You know who else is playing well? The Bulls. Who is the general manager of the Bulls?
Masai Ujiri?
Arturis.
Oh, Arturis.
Yeah. So the Conley effect going throughout the NBA. The Bulls are playing better.
Well, let's hope this NBA investigation into the Bulls side.
Yeah, way to go, Arturis.
Yeah, exactly. Let's hope it doesn't come back to Conley.
Hold on, I'm now looking at this triple-double list.
Yeah.
Holy
Who's he
crap.
going to pass soon, Timmy?
Well,
Tell us.
obviously he's going to pass Larry Bird. They're tied at 8th overall.
Perhaps James
69.
Harden.
Oh, he'll pass James Harden. James Harden has 61. So he'll definitely pass James Harden this season. And last year, what did he have? 19, 20 triple doubles. Then he might.
Just read the names real quick.
Well, I mean, he'll reach Wilt Chamberlain.
Mm-hmm.
Wilt Chamberlain is 6th. Queen James is 5th.
He'll pass LeBron James in his career.
Jason Kidd is 4th at 107. Then you're getting into Magic Johnson and Oscar Robinson and Russell.
Oh, how awful is that? That we're gonna have to always speak Russell Westbrook's name after Oscar Robinson. Oh my goodness.
The dude, he's all right. I mean, like I guess he's good enough to have that many triple doubles, but none of that accounts for how many turnovers he has. The dude, it's not that hard to score 10 points in the NBA, I don't think.
No, it's not hard to score.
So that's one of your things. The assists when you're playing with good people. I don't know. I mean, oh hey, look at Ben Popman.
Hey, Ben joined us.
Hey.
There we go. Welcome, Ben. Thank you for joining us, and we will definitely.
Yeah.
We will definitely.
Glad you joined us, Ben.
We're happy that you're here. So we were just talking how good Jokic is going to be. We prefaced the triple-double stuff with will he be a Hall of Famer? And the names that he has he's about to pass all sort of prove that he will be, I think, right?
No, he'll be a Holly.
Oh, easy, man.
He'll be a Hoffer.
There was a move last night, my friends, that kind of proves his Hall of Fame status to me. It was in the fourth quarter. We were kind of struggling. And he did this step through, patient.
Drew the foul.
Drew the foul on Capella, step through, and finish at the rim. Super patient. And I was just like, dude, no one else does that. There's no other center that can do that. I don't think there is. I just don't think there is. So he plays the center position, and we already know this, at a different level. So
Well,
that's
when you
freaking
say
awesome.
you think he travels, but he doesn't. He just slows his body
I
down.
thought he took 3 steps.
But he
He
doesn't.
doesn't.
He doesn't. He just slows his body down like that. Well,
And the fact
Body
you can
control.
balance that
yeah.
on your second step and still maintain that control to finish, I was just like, wow, man. He just does nutty things, man. You know what I mean? He just does some weird,
He
crazy.
does things you don't see somebody his size
Right.
do,
Yes,
and it's impressive.
it is impressive. Cool.
I
Well,
think is this me overreacting? I'm not overreacting. You're overreacting.
yeah, I'm ready.
He's doing for the big man in the NBA. He's doing what Steph Curry did for a shooting guard.
I think so.
I think that's fair.
In a few years, in a few more years, you're going to start to see. I mean, right now you have a bunch of, especially in Serbia and Eastern European countries, you have people modeling. You have large young kids modeling their game after Jokic, being like, "This is how I'm going to get to the NBA."
Yeah.
So I think he is. Jordan changed the game a little bit. LeBron did his thing, which was pretty much just copy everything Michael Jordan did. Kobe changed the game a little bit. Kobe, with his way he shot, kind of helped Steph Curry, and Steph Curry came out and was lights out. And then now you have Jokic as a big man doing things you haven't seen a big man do, and I think he's changing the game in that same aspect.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Don't worry, guys. I'm just checking stuff out. Will, how are we going to do over the next couple weeks here? This is who we have. We've got the Blazers tomorrow.
At home. At home, right?
At home.
And then we got the Mavericks away, right?
Mavs away. How do we do against the Blazers tomorrow? Their GM just resigned, by the way.
Yeah, over some shady shit. But,
Yeah.
Who's GM just?
Well, I think we can keep it working. I'm not that impressed with the Blazers right now. I know they're coming out with a slow start, but they've had a tough schedule too. But hopefully, we can keep it going at home. Nurkic is good, and Kanter can't defend Jokic. So, and if our supplementary players play well, Aaron Gordon, all those guys, Bones Highland, the Portland Trailblazers have yet to see the Bones.
They probably saw Schmitty's bones.
Not worried about Jokic.
So we beat the Mavs.
We
in
match up
Dallas.
against them really well.
We do.
I'm worried about Boban.
Are we? Oh, here's a good.
I'm worried about Boban.
Yeah.
I'm worried about Boban.
I'm sorry, I couldn't even get. I love Boban, man.
Yeah.
I want him to be a Nugget because I want Boban.
Let's trade for him. We finally see the Embiid Jokic matchup.
How do you throw that up there?
You just tap. Will we finally see Embiid Jokic matchup, or will Embiid
I think we will.
be
I
injured?
think it's about that time.
Well, Embiid might catch the COVID again.
Right? Embiid might catch the COVID.
Yeah, he may not be.
Oh
able to
man,
play.
I can't play against Jokic again.
Or does Jokic get suspended again by that point?
No,
Can we play better without MPJ?
Ooh, don't do that to me.
No,
That thought has crossed my mind.
we're playing well right now. MPJ worries about MPJ. Right now, we have a bunch of guys who's worried about team ball,
Yeah.
and that's awesome. MPJ is going to play an intricate part in what we do down the road. We just need him to figure his shit out, whether it's actually a lower back injury
No, it's
or
psychological.
mental,
It's mental, man.
whatever it is. Just you need to figure it out because we're going to need you for a deep postseason run.
We have to have his shooting because he's one of the only dudes who stretches the court for us. And unfortunately, he's not shooting the ball well so far this season. I think it is a psychological issue.
Yeah, I don't think
None of us have insight. He actually, this thought occurred to me as well. Maybe his back's been bothering him most of the season, and he finally said something about it. You know what I mean? And maybe that's part of it. So I'm not going to sit here and hate on MPJ.
Let me get some sand
about
lodged somewhere, and he's trying to get it out, and he's really struggling.
in his nostril.
Yeah,
his
we'll say
vagina.
that.
I think MPJ will be just fine once he gets his mind straight. I don't know how long that's going to take, but I do tell you one thing: the Nuggets are going to wait. They're going to be like, dude, you get your mind straight.
We're playing well without him.
Yeah.
We have time for him to get
we'll
his
be
mind
all right.
straight.
The problem is we just dropped a huge contract on him.
I just-
It's just so frustrating.
I think if his back is really hurting, he's not wearing like shower sandals on the bench, which is what he's been wearing. He wore them a couple nights ago. Not necessarily the shower sandals, but the sandals that like come across the top. They're not like flip flops, but
Crocs.
no.
No, they're not Crocs.
You don't like his attire. You don't
No,
like his
no.
sideline
What
attire?
I'm saying, as a man who has hurt his back before,
Those are straight flops, man. Those are slides. He was
like
wearing
they're slides. He's wearing slides. As a man who's
Oh.
hurt his back before, you need
shouldn't
more.
be wearing
You shouldn't be
slides.
wearing slides.
You need support.
You need more support.
Yeah,
You need
I
to
got
support
you.
your arches. You need to
Yep.
support your heels. It's all going to help your back. As a man who's actually hurt his back before, that's why I think it's all mental.
He's got that right. He's got that right.
Because he's not wearing the proper foot attire.
Gotta sleep with the pillow between your legs.
You gotta do what you gotta do to feel good when your back hurts.
You're looking better. How'd you solve your back issue?
Time and stretching.
It wasn't that
and
long. It only
exercise.
took a week.
I was great. I'm grateful. I think I'm a little limber. I've been stretching and doing yoga, so that helps.
What's your favorite yoga pose?
Upward facing dog.
I got you. Upward facing dog? I didn't know that was a stretch. Oh, that's the one where you.
No.
I thought that was the mermaid coming out of the
Yeah,
water.
no. Upward facing
I
dog is
thought
the
they
mountain.
called it the
I thought it
area.
was downward facing.
Like
dog.
this.
What is
That's
downward facing? dog?
Man, you're right. I'm getting them confused. I think I was doing.
Upward facing. Dog.
What is upward facing dog?
I've never heard that one. I don't know.
Should
I
we
don't
ask
know what
Liz?
yoga-
She does yoga every week. Maybe she's heard
My-
upward facing dog.
My wife likes to do yoga, but she likes to go to hot yoga. And I went once.
So does your wife.
I went once to
Yeah.
hot yoga, and I was sweating before we started stretching.
Yeah.
And then I'm in there just like,
It's good.
like I
man.
brought a little towel, and the towel was soaked. I'm using my shirt. I'm miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Timmy don't do heat.
Sweating good.
Sweating's good for the body. Just
I-
know you can't oversweat.
I
gotta
don't
get
need.
the
I don't need.
toxins.
I
You don't
don't
wanna
need hot.
over
I don't
get
need
the
hot.
toxins
I don't
out.
need hot yoga to sweat.
Right.
Right.
I could go for
I don't need hot yoga to sweat, man.
I could just sit right here.
Sweat.
I could sweat. I'm
If we-
sweating right
If
now.
we stay in this room much longer, I
probably
would
gonna keep sweating.
I was gonna sweat.
Hot like a sauna.
If you guys could see my lower back right now,
Yeah,
man, it is hot in here.
it's warm.
Yeah, it is warm.
Anyway, one of those dogs.
Uh,
What are the bifidus? Spina bifida?
anal bifida.
What are the bifidus?
Yeah. Okay, well, we need to play this at the end. It's not a game, but at the end of each.
Not a game. Not a game.
It's not a game.
So we
Come
have
on, practice.
going back to schedule.
The
We-
Bulls. So
Portland,
we beat
Dallas,
Portland,
Philadelphia,
we beat Dallas,
Chicago.
we beat Philly, we beat the Bulls, and then we match up with the Suns in Phoenix.
Ben's cracking me up.
Yeah, well, you got to stay focused while also reading, Timmy. No, it's okay.
We only have one way. I think we can take Dallas. Philadelphia will be a big one, but we're back home.
What about the Suns game on November 21st?
Is that your birthday?
It's in.
Is it
It's
home?
in. It's in Phoenix.
No, it's in Phoenix. Are we going to a game for your birthday this year?
Prob's not. I've got basketball practice.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. But maybe the night of the 26th, the Bucks.
That could be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah, it would be a lot of fun.
But what do you guys think? All right, so here's the deal. We're 2 weeks till our next Bros on Nugs. And in those 2 weeks, we play the Blazers, the Mavs, the Sixers, the Bulls, the Suns, the Blazers,
Milwaukee.
and Milwaukee.
We're
Is
in a
that
good
6
lane.
games?
And that is
Seven.
7 games. How do we finish?
5-2.
Who do we lose to?
Bucks Suns.
We better
Maybe
not.
the Sixers.
I don't think we lose to the Bucks at home. I don't. I think we have the Bucks number. I really do. I think we play them well. I think we play the Bucks well.
We might lose to Phoenix. How's it going? Good. 5-2 at worst, I would think. I think you can take Portland twice.
This is a really hard schedule, guys. Like, what are you guys thinking here?
I'm thinking defensive efficiency, and
I'm thinking you got to fight for your right.
And we got Jokic, man. We got Jokic, the greatest basketball player on the planet right now.
Mm-hmm.
With him, anything is possible.
Betting wise, he's moved up to third. If you guys are into betting to win the MVP again, he's up to third.
I don't bet.
Who's number one, Curry?
Yeah.
Who's second?
LeBron?
No.
I'm just gonna call him Giannis.
Jaundice. We're gonna call him Jaundice.
He celebrated by going to Chick-fil-A and getting 50 chicken nuggets.
How awesome is that? Okay, all right.
Eat those nuggets.
Colorado Springs plug here real quick. How is In-N-Out by your house? Is it the same as California or not?
No, it's good. Yeah, I always recommend getting it animal style with the grilled onions.
Is that so you can burp and fart when we're in a tiny room?
Sure. Sure, Tim.
Sure, Tim.
Told you that in confidence.
Oh, jeez.
It's not as busy as the one up in Briargate, so that was nice. And it's delicious.
I love their fries. Whataburger's coming.
Yeah, they're.
I love me a Whataburger.
They're honey chicken.
More than In-N-Out?
I don't. I prefer it In-N-Out. I've been a lot of places.
In-N-Out's delicious, but I like Whataburger.
Ben stated I had an In-N-Out for my birthday yesterday. And happy birthday, Ben. I don't know how old you are, but I know you're younger than all of us. So that means you're winning. Was it literally on fire? No.
I think that's just what the kids are saying.
Yeah, that's fire. It was fire. It was
Dad joke.
It was fire.
Dad joke number one.
Yeah.
Whataburger has great breakfast.
They also have great. Oh, was that the Willie?
No, you already had the Willie.
No, I didn't have the Willie.
I gave you the Willie.
Oh, you gave me the Willies?
No.
That one's for you if you want it.
Oh, okay.
No, you don't like me. Okay.
No, it's for you.
No, I've had one.
This is all right. It's fine.
You don't have to have one.
28 Ben is. Well, happy birthday, Ben.
He shreds a mean axe.
Also,
if you've seen any of his videos, he posts a lot
fellow
of videos.
Scorpio. Yeah, dude, he does shred, doesn't he?
He shreds a mean axe, and he plays the guitar well.
Yeah, Ben Potman has joined us via chat. And if you guys don't follow him on Instagram, I don't know what his Instagram is, but I do know he shreds. I know he shreds.
He plays a great guitar.
And I know he's been playing a lot lately. Ben, are you still do you have are you still in a band?
Thanks, boy.
I think he is. But anyway, you guys, yeah, Ben Potman's the man. Yeah, good stuff, dude. What do you guys think? Are we nearing the end here?
Yeah, I think we are. And
there it is. Here it is. Thank you, Ben, for sharing it.
I also think that we're going to go 5-2. 5-2 in the next 7 games.
5-2 in the next 7 games. That would be awesome.
I think that's probably more 4-3, but I'm 5-2.
If we go 5-2 in the next 7, that is a great sign, right? We are in the middle of a home stretch, which is really nice.
Being at home helps.
Being at home is awesome. We're just not as good on the road, but
Giannis, you just have to turn him into a shooter.
Which we will do.
Which, if you have the right person, like Aaron Gordon. You have
Aaron Gordon.
Because Giannis has a really quick first step, and then it only takes him 2 steps to get to the basket.
Mm-hmm.
So then he's, that's how he gets a lot of his points or quick drive moves. So if you have somebody who can guard him, just like an Aaron Gordon, then I feel like we can fare pretty well against him. And I would, if possible, Dave, for your birthday, I would like to go to that.
That would be fun.
We haven't gone to a Dave Graff birthday basketball game in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Sure enough.
And that was our go-to move.
Do you think there are fewer people showing up to Pepsi Center now that they've mandated?
No, it looks busy.
Does it? Because it's Denver.
It's Denver.
They're vaccinated.
They're all vaccinated.
They're vaccinated.
That's right. I forget I live in El Paso County.
No, they're all vaccinated,
Yeah.
and they don't care about.
They don't live in
wearing a
Teller
mask.
County, man.
They don't care about wearing a mask.
Right. Yeah, no, they'll wear a mask and they'll be
I don't think
vaccinated.
it's a big issue. If you think it's that big of an issue,
Well, no, I'm just saying, is it
Okay.
easier to get a ticket now?
no,
I was
Maybe.
kind of hoping so.
maybe.
I don't know. You're the one who almost got one when we were crossing the street.
He was going with the metaphorical, not the actual.
That
He was
was
going
a bad.
Hey, leave my brother alone. Tim, it's a cop. Oh, sorry, sir. I
Yeah.
respect what you do.
He wasn't a cop, dude. That was a fake cop. That was a guy pretending to be a cop. If I'd ever seen one in my life.
He wasn't. He didn't look like a cop.
Didn't look
No,
like
it
that.
didn't look like a cop at all. He just looked like he wanted to start some crap. Unfortunately, we have diffusers amongst this group, and we were able to move forward.
Thank you, Will. Yeah, for diffusing that because I was supporting my brother.
I diffused it.
Did you? Yeah, because I turned around and started talking to the guys. Are you the one that? Oh,
Yes.
Tim, he's a cop. Yeah.
All right, we digress.
Well, Tim, anything else before we check out here?
I think I covered all the notes.
Will has a new puppy. It's very exciting. His name is Ajax, and he's
Mhm.
adorable.
After a mountain,
Adorable
not the
puppy,
cleaner.
It's not the mountain cleaner. It's after the mountain and Telluride
That's what I said. After the mountain, not the cleaner.
cleaner. Yeah. I call him Jax. When I take him for walks, I say it's time for Jaxercise.
Nice. If you didn't expect Will to be a dorky dog dad,
I didn't know what to expect.
I
you've never
love,
seen him interact with a dog?
He
I
is a
love puppy
dorky.
kisses.
Bro, he does. He loves Gus's kisses, man.
Yeah.
Gus eats horse shit.
I'll take some Gus kisses.
He just pops up. Gus pops up in his lap. And just goes. It was.
I love me a puppy,
Oh man.
so I'm excited.
Ajax is very cute, and I've enjoyed the 2 times.
I think he's
I've
going to
gotten
be a
him.
good dog.
He'll be a great dog, man. You know it. And he'll be supported by so many great people and loved on and perfect. Just like this show, right?
Ben, thank you for joining us.
Ben, thank you for stepping in and commenting. At Left Beyond Embryo, Tim, is what it is.
Did you actually?
Okay.
Ben, did you?
Okay.
No. I have a question. Ben, did you actually create an album recently, or was that just a joke? Because I saw something the other day and it just ended with you screaming into camera. Waiting for him to respond. I was
That's okay.
excited to listen to him play some guitar, man. That guy's very talented musically.
Oh, very good. Yeah, no, really good. And you guys, whoever else just joined us, make sure you check out at Left Beyond Embryo for some guitar shreds.
Yeah, man. All right.
Yeah. And if you guys are into the YMCA basketball, come on down to Colorado Springs and check out some good coaching by Coach Will here.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah.
I think next time
The
we're
best-
coaching, we should be playing squash.
I'm ready to play. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Is
Man.
your ankle ready?
I just got to find my brace.
Oh, man, we're so good at squash.
All right.
Oh, man, we are so good at squash.
I'm so good.
It's
Really.
about time to call it and bros on Nug. Man.
Have you ever seen 2 out of shape middle-aged men play squash?
Every day I do.
I'm really good at squash, actually. I'd be happy to challenge anyone except to people who actually play on the team.
Pours one out for the June. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Juno.
June bug.
June.
Well, Ben, thank you again for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for listening. If you made it this far, the Nuggets are on the prowl as they always are, and we're gonna do amazing things in the next couple weeks. And we'll see you guys around Thanksgiving break. Peace out, Ben. Peace out, everyone. Tim, Will, love you guys.